we're introducing Wanda again, part of the Disney Day festival for all the properties that were introduced, or I should say, the that were going to be released within 2022 and beyond. And I guess to celebrate it, hey, let's run back a classic introducing with Wanda. So I think I did this video here once before, but we're running through it again because content is content. But before we begin, we do need to look at Scarlet Witch WandaVision real quick. Talk about her powers and who all she pairs up with. Of course, I'm gonna be using mine for the duration because, well, why not? So mine is at level 462. As you can see, she has the Black Widow batons for her support. She's a purple, blue, and green user, and she makes PvP a lot less stressful. PvE, it's still got my team stack that I still use, but at any rate, or welcome to my reality. This costs 3 purple AP. So you choose a selected color on the board, and and each time, and if you reach whatever the threshold is for having the least amount of tiles on the board, it'll convert some number of team up tiles to that color that's on the board. So if you happen to choose green, it'll add more green tiles on the board if there's fewer than 10 green. If you choose blue, it'll add blue, and so on and so forth. And then, of course, friendly powers deal 5% extra not match damage, but 5% extra damage for each AP you have in this color. So again, if you have 5 AP, you'll say you're gonna deal 25% extra damage. If you have 10, that's 50% extra damage. If you have, you got 15, you keep going. They multiply, the percentage of the power, and then, especially if you got a power that happens to be a passive power, you can start chewing through some health pretty quickly. Her debilitating hex. This costs 9 blue AP, and it creates a countdown tile on the board. And while the countdown tile is on the board, the character that you selected for the effects of the debilitating hex, it turns their powers from whatever they have currently listed. So if you have 5-star Thor at 5 in green, 5 in red, and 3 in yellow, he effectively turns into a 1/1/1 character. Meaning whatever their base level is, that's the base they're going to do, and as long as the tile exists on the board, they get more damage dealt to them. And if you match purple, green, or blue, which happens to be Scarlet Witch's colors, then increases the timer of the countdown tile. So it's got some uses. It's a level 5. The countdown tile's a little bit longer, and even more damage done to the target. or the person that's selected, I should say. And then finally, the star of the show is her green ability, mystical feedback. So this is a passive ability. Um, at the start of the turn, it creates a one-turn repeater tile that absorbs any damage that's going to be dealt to you. So after you make a match and the board settles, your opponent, they make any sort of matches, fire off powers, um, whatever that might be done, attack tiles, whatever. It's like it'll absorb, some of the damage that that's on the that's given to the team or given to the player, or whatever the case might be. Then while the charges are still there, um, allies, are gonna take less damage, for each charge stored. Let's say up to a max of about 80. So, it reduces the amount of damage that cascades are going to do to people, or if you have multi-hit attacks, it reduces the amount of damage each of the multi-hits are gonna do. So say for instance you use Beta Ray Build and you use his green ability while her repeater tile is out there, is gonna effectively reduce the damage, by a significant amount. Because again, Bill's ability hits 4 times with the green, at least at level 5, and then it's gonna, instead of it doing, 3,000 damage, it'll do whatever 40% of 30 of 3,000 is, and then another percentage will get taken out, and another percentage will get taken out, and another percentage will get taken out. Alright, and then whenever the turn ends for the opponent, and if Wanda isn't stunned, then you remove all the charges that are on the tile. So if you got 5 charges on the tile, you remove all 5 charges, and then you deal whatever the listed damage is times however many charges that are that are up on it. Or I should say, it's just a flat, flat damage for each charge that's up on it. So it can get pretty nasty. It's like if you have Welcome to My Reality and the mystical feedback up on, the green selected for mystical feedback, and then you just hoard green is, it can get pretty ridiculous. Or if you're pairing her with someone like Okoye, who with her black, like, you can punch through a lot of things. But again, it requires Wanda to go through and attack on some sort of attacker. Now I spent way too long with the explanations, but again, this is kind of part and parcel with Wanda. She's a complex character, relatively speaking, but once you understand how Wanda works, you're like, okay, this is actually pretty cool. Now again, against non-tile movers, she's not really that great against. Now, unless they actually happen to fire off their abilities before I get a chance to do my thing, yeah. But as it is, alright, now we're gonna get the debilitating hex in action. We're gonna put it on the thug. So now they're going to have their abilities lessened a little bit. Alright, now let's add some green on the board. Because I know Pietro Hill, you know, he kind of wants to use green too. So there you go. I could have even went the blue route too, to add more blue tiles on the board to, you know, have more cascades. Because again, you're gonna be trying to match blue, at least with that combination. All right. As far as people to pair Wanda up with, you know, hey, you got Apocalypse. You got, of course, her good friend Colossus. Like that's another person you can pair her up with. They effectively say, nah, man, no match damage, comrade. No match damage. Yeah, that's my terrible attempt at using a Russian accent. But, you know, mostly, you know, your team attacks aren't going to work too effectively against her because, again, that repeater tile, because you'll be constantly taking damage each turn. Let's see here. We'll go with Polaris because Polaris can get around the what's the name, and I'm going to show you, you know, why you don't use team attacks against her with Juggernaut, because Juggernaut would be tanking mostly everything. Or I can just give her the repeater tile and let's, you know, start that there over again. Now, as you see, Polaris, you know, she do her thing with her, with her abilities, and you know. So now you see the charge. The charge got one charge charged up on it. Now we're going to put at least 3 more charges up on it. Come on. There we go. Got 10 charges. Yeah, 10 charges got dealt. So you see I got dealt it's a 209 and I hit them 10 times, you know, because again, Juggernaut, his team attack, you know, that's 1 charge, and then, you know, all the other cascades that I was doing, Polaris and all that there. See, 5 charges, yeah, there. See, now everything's starting to act right. See, there's the charges. We'll get some more collateral in. Now this is one way, you know, to get around Polaris. I mean, not Polaris. Oh my goodness, Scarlet Witch. I kind of wish it would have targeted her instead. But random is random. All right, so she's gone, or getting ready to be gone. There we go. And then Pietro gets dealt the rest of the AoE damage. So the main thing, again, against Wanda, make sure you got a stun. if you got some sort of stun, I think you'll be able to mitigate some of her nastiness. Again, I think I remember doing this node here. Well, I mean, obviously, because we've done this here before. But the main thing here, again, I'm gonna let the repeater tiles do its thing. Increase the damage of for the repeater tile and go from there. See, mines deals at least a little bit more damage. So there's the one charge. And again, it did more damage based on the fact that I got more AP in green, so yeah, instead of it doing the listed 30, 31, you see I got 7 AP up in there, so that's gonna increase it a little bit more. Let's drop vision up in here. Alright. Okay, so now, we got Wiccan, and again, yeah, I'll use the loners. Why not? I mean, what's the names? So here, I think I went into very detailed explanations with them. Not really necessary today, but you do kind of want to keep everybody informed. That repeater, that countdown, that projectile. You see, projectiles, reducing the amount of damage, being done. So you're like, oh well, could Red Ray Bill be a counter to Scarlet? Which conceivably yes, if you get enough projectiles out there, you could. Then I'm purple starred for real. I got no purple on the board. Got another set of shards, and then finally, yeah, that's like home is where you make it. Again, Wanda doing a one-on-one against the X-Men, though at least with the batons, the Black Widow batons, yeah, Kitty might actually retaliate back on me. So I need to go ahead and get as much green on the board as possible. Like all those cascades, and then their team just got wiped out. Well, at least Kitty got wiped out in one blow. Again, that's because Scarlet is levels above this here. Again, like I said, she's useful in PvP, not so much in PvE, because again, how PvE works, there's certain interactions that you kind of want to not have as many of, but that's gonna that's gonna end the video today. And turns out Thursday, man, I got a jam-packed Thursday. We got the Crash of the Titans. We got Puzzle Gauntlet, and then of course I gotta pull all those legendary tokens that I got in CP to get Shang-Chi and hopefully Gamora champion. If not, praise be to Icarus. But that's the plan. To wait till Icarus gets up in tokens, and that was the lightning rounds there. But make sure that I get I get some coverage for Icarus, or get the process of him to be a champion, and then work on my 5 stars accordingly, and then hopefully we get everything going well. I can at least not have to worry about making any pulls on camera for at least about a good 4 or 5 months, maybe. Because looking at Cersei, I'm like, she's okay. I mean, I could see some potential in her, but the mechanics that she has, it's unique, but at the same time, it's not really complex. It's just trying to make sense of her in the game is a little bit counterintuitive to how Marvel Puzzle Quest actually is. So Thursday we'll check back in. I know during the pool video, man, I'm gonna be dead tired, but we're gonna try and at least get everything done, effectively, and keep the same energy up. It's like, if not, you guys are like, it's just like, man, what happened to the energy that you had throughout the other videos? I'm gonna try and keep my energy up. So, okay, so Thursday, hopefully the Crash of the Titans and the what's name don't take as long, because the pulls. Until then, peace.